McInally and Brian McClair waiting for the signal to start this White and Mackay International. And referee Fredriksson gives the all clear, and the Scottish team settling down straight away with McClair going through the middle with McCoist, and Durie operating one in the left, going across now. Their number 11, Gordon Durie, going across to a central position, and Brian McClair has now in fact dropped back into the midfield role, supporting McCoist and Durie. Jim McInally will have a key role in that midfield area.
Yes, that midfield area is going to be crucial tonight for Scotland, and Boris Malpas is going to play a big part in that. Although wearing the number 3, I think he will be asked to patrol up and down the left side as much as possible and get forward. I'd personally like to see Scotland really put the Bulgarian team under pressure early on, Jock. Not only for their own good, but to get this crowd behind them and really lift them.
So the clearance from Mihailov, won by McInally. An early pass from McStay, designed to release Malpas. Pushing forward as expected by Andy Gray. And he's forced that clearance to give the throw to Scotland. So plenty of movement there from Durie and McClair. So it's McClair again forced to backtrack there as the clearance is made by Barakov. Breaking now on the right is Kiriakov, beaten to the ball by McLeish, who wasn't too pleased with the late challenge from Kiriakov. So first touch for Andy Goram in his very spectacular new goalkeeping rig out. Get into the play. Here's McCoist. Sent spinning there inside the penalty area, and referee Fredriksson points calmly for a goal kick. Well, that was a controversial moment.
Controversial, but I think he's first touched the ball is too far away, and all Ivanov has done is just used his strength. I think hoping for a little bit too much, looking for a penalty there. No surprise to me that the referee wouldn't entertain it.
So Trifon Ivanov has that marking role in McCoist, who plays for Real Betis in Spain. There's McLeish at the back. McLeish and Richard Gough making up a central defensive partnership, which is very much in form, playing for their clubs. There's Dave McPherson. McCoist challenging Iliev. Headed away there by Ivanov. Gone for a throw. Gordon Durie may well take this. He is capable of throwing the ball a long way into the penalty box. Scotland not sending forward either Richard Gough or Alec McLeish. I'm sure they will come up for corner kicks, but Dave McPherson has gone to provide a target inside the penalty box. McLeish arriving late now, or Gough rather arriving late. There's Malpas. Boris Malpas in his 41st international, still looking for his first goal.
There would be no finer time to get it, would there, in an international like this? But I expect to see Boris Malpas up there at the edge of the box, looking for any chance like that to come his way.
McStay challenging in midfield. There's Kostadinov. Kostadinov again. Split away by McLeish, wearing an unfamiliar number 6 for Scotland. Durie well beaten in the air by Ivanov. That's Gough, and now McLeish. Just 3 men left at the back for Scotland: McLeish, Gough and McPherson. Headed away by Ivanov, getting above Gordon Durie, but the Bulgarian defender has been penalised. Clearly not entirely happy about that decision.
It's a decision that could have gone either way as well, because if you watch Gordon Durie's backing in there, I think he makes a fair attempt, in my opinion, to go for the ball. And Scotland a bit fortunately to get a free kick.
Well, perhaps a harsh decision that on Ivanov. Missed the match in Sofia. Scotland have worked very hard on set pieces at training. We'll see the fruits of the labours now. Strachan orchestrating. Gordon Durie may use his power shooting. McClair leaves it. There's Durie with a shot. He really does hit the ball with tremendous power, Gordon Durie, and it was nudged to the side of the wall to make the target.
Yeah, he's got tremendous power on either foot. He has to adjust here, but does it very well. Shows quick feet. And Mihailov not troubled at all. It was interesting to see in that free kick situation, Jock, that McLeish, who I would have thought would have been basically breaking his neck to get up there and try and cause uproar, didn't go up at all, but stayed right back in defence.
Some hard work there for McStay. That's brilliant play, winning the ball from Barakov. Now he has Malpas on the left. Durie provides an option ahead. It's towards McCoist. The marker was Iliev. Tall, rangy central defender. He's winning his 34th cap tonight. Durie has found space at the edge of the box. Closed down very well by Dotchev. This is McPherson. And now Strachan. For McStay. Through the gap it goes. McPherson was flagged offside. Well, enterprising play by the Hearts defender, Dave McPherson.
I'd like to see this again, Jock. There's not much in this one, and it's good to see people like David McPherson not just content to play it from the back, but looking to get up there inside the opponent's penalty area. Certainly a promising start. When you look how close it is here, he delays. There's not a lot in that. Very late flagging as well from the linesman.
Dotchev with a long pass back. Well, the Bulgarians appear to be quite content to settle in inside their own half, although they have deployed 3 men up front. So they are showing some odd signs of ambition. Also a packed defence. Ivanov had to be strong as McCoist challenged. Here's McInally. And now Malpas. Durie making another good run. Tackle came from Ivanov. It was a fine one at that. Kiriakov hustled out of this by McStay. There's Strachan. Tried to release McClair. Well, the Scots required to beware the explosive pace up front of Kostadinov, number 7, and Penev, number 9. McPherson closed down there by Penev. Played away by Iliev. Now settled down to a marking role on McCoist. Durie again looking for the long throw. Richard Gough has gone forward. So Gordon Durie will take this throw now for Scotland. Here's Strachan returning the pass, and it's gone out for the throw to Bulgaria, just beside their own penalty box. Kiriakov will take this, the blonde, number 4. So we understand you've lost the picture for the moment. So we'll continue in sound only. It's the Bulgarians in possession on the halfway line. And vision has returned, I understand. So it's Dotchev playing it through, and the player in possession now is Yordanov. It's a great chance for Bulgaria. Brilliant play by Yordanov. And the man from Sporting Gijón in Spain passes up what might turn out to be the best chance of the match.
It's certainly a wonderful opportunity and a real let-off for Scotland. Because as they've come in here, Yordanov's looked to play the 1-2 at the edge of the box. He's got it back, and you think that's got goal written all over it. But he makes Andy Goram's job very easy, not having to deal with anything. But just a sample, if Scotland needed it, of what this Bulgarian side are capable of.
Yes, indeed, a timely reminder for the Scots about the vigilance required in defence. Yordanov too, by no means an inexperienced player. It's his 31st international, 27 years old. So there's Dotchev now with the throw. Headed by Malpas. There's Paul McStay, and now McInally. The tackle from the rear by Dotchev on Durie, penalised by the referee. The free kick to Scotland, and the big men going forward.
And I think they're shown already, the Bulgarians, that they're not going to take any prisoners in their own half. Any time played up to a front man, they'll be quite happy to take them down and stop the play.
But Dotchev got there just in time to nudge the ball away from Brian McClair. McPherson again in the 6-yard box for Durie's throw. A long throw into the danger area. A snap chance there was for McCoist. Now Strachan. Here's McPherson. Durie available on the left. Plenty of players forward for Scotland. Well won by Iliev. And Malpas missed that challenge. Scotland are exposed again for this very quick break. Kostadinov has electric pace. Ushered wide there by McLeish. No one coming in the far post for Bulgaria. It's a let off once again for Scotland. Durie doing some good work at the back. Well, the pace there of Kostadinov really caused problems to the Scottish defence.
Yes, I think it's all fair and well, Scotland looking for goals, Jock, but you do think they've got to be really cautious at the back and can't afford to throw men forward at this stage of the game and risk losing a goal. It would be catastrophic if they did so. The Bulgarians have shown already what quality they have got.
McStay slipping there under pressure from Barakov, and the free kick goes to Bulgaria. Two Bulgarians rolling around there. Gordon Strachan very upset about the play acting. He has tried to pick up that Bulgarian player. There was Barakov lunging in there. McStay guilty of the push and going to the ball again with Kostadinov. Kostadinov was the player Strachan tried to pick up.
And I think you could see from the replay why. I mean, Paul McStay's made virtually no contact with Kostadinov at all, and yet he's writhing about the ground. And Gordon Strachan incensed about that. I think we're used to that from, you know, the European sides that come and play in Britain.
So Iliev laying the long ball forward. Gough's header. Not much chance for Strachan there. Clearance by McPherson. Well, the Bulgarians taking heart from those two fine attacking moves. Kiriakov. There we go. Very happy to receive possession. The left back position, Kiriakov. That pass goes astray thanks to the efforts of McStay, and Durie is caught well offside. There could be no argument about that. Swedish linesman reacting to Durie.
Yes, he's a little bit unlucky. The ball just needed to be released a little bit early. But it's one of those situations where Gordon Durie really got to bend his run really slightly, because Bulgaria are always looking to push up and catch them offside.
Here's Durie. The first touch let him down. Allowed Ivanov to make that tackle. There's a clearance. Done away there by McLeish from Kostadinov. Here's Dotchev. There's no offside. Peneff's in the clear. McPherson goes across. Played in the middle there for Barakov. Well, the ball bounced awkwardly as it reached Barakov. Otherwise, Scotland were surely in trouble.
Well, caught well and truly here as Peneff goes through. Dave McPherson actually plays them onside. And this again is a glorious chance from Barakov. You do feel if his first touch should have been better, then Scotland would certainly have been punished. But they're growing in confidence by the minute, Bulgaria.
Tackle there came from Gough, and the referee has given a throw to Scotland. The Bulgarians thought they should have had a free kick for that challenge on Peneff. So it's Malpas coming forward. There are signals coming from the Scottish bench below us. Scotland number 2 Craig Brown has been signalling to the Scottish defence to maintain their shape with just 3 at the back, at least for the moment. So the Scots showing some faith in the tactical decisions taken before the match, despite those fine attacking moves from Bulgaria. Here's McInally. Now McLeish. Well, a very ambitious ball, trying to find Malpas on the left. McLeish signalled an apology to his teammate.
Just a little thing about the 3 at the back, Jog. I think that's quite right to keep the 3 at the back. But what I don't want to see in that case is Dave McPherson charging up the right wing. Because if Scotland are going to play 3 at the back, then they really do need to keep one as a spare man in a sweeper type situation, because the pace of the Bulgarians and a 1-against-1 situation would be frightening. What's happening at the moment is Dave McPherson's been dragged wide out to the right back position, and really Scotland are playing man for man at the back, and that's sheer folly against a team of this pace.
Kostadinov, Penev and Balakov at the moment playing up front, supported by Serakov. That should make the Bulgarians a little bit light in midfield, but there's no evidence of that at this stage in the match. Malpas with the throw. Here's McClair. Timing the pass well for Malpas. McInally couldn't reach that, but McStay is in position. Looking for Strachan on the right. Well, a hurried clearance there by Ivanov, treating Gordon Durie with great respect. So McPherson and Gough this time make their way forward. McLeish staying at the back. Durie's throw. Well won by Iliev. McStay getting a call to retain possession, playing that through for McCoist. It's great play from McStay. The clearance came from Ivanov. Well, what magnificent play that was from Paul McStay when he appeared to be off balance.
Yes, it's the kind of stuff we're going to need from Paul McStay tonight if we're going to break this defence down. And really McCoist very close, but that is a magnificent saving tackle from Ivanov.
Scotland have a free kick. McCoist going down, challenged by Dotchev. Free kick for Scotland. The skipper, Mihailov, organising his two defenders for a wall. Durie and Strachan calling the shots from the set pieces. Gough has stayed forward with McPherson. Strachan keeping the ball in low. McInally. McClair trying to turn. And McStay trying to loft one in, and Mihailov appeared to misjudge the flight of the ball. It was dropping just under the crossbar, and the goalkeeper took no chances.
Well, it's quite right. I mean, this is a good example of, you know, you think it looks an easy one, you think it's going to come and catch it, but you don't take any chances when you're in goals of dropping anything.
A very experienced international player as Strachan takes this corner, helped on there by Durie, and no one at the corner of the 6-yard box for Scotland. A very dangerous ball played across there by Durie. McLeish showing very good quick feet in that tight situation. The player couldn't control it though. There's Penev turning into McLeish, dragging the ball out for the Scotland throw. There's Penev, who plays for Valencia in Spain. So most of these Bulgarian players playing their football out of their home country. It's made life difficult for Ivan Vutsov, their manager. Cross comes Ivanov, taking no chances.
All he's got now, Jock, are the same type of problems that most of Western Europe's had for a long time. But I'm sure he will also feel that by his players playing out of Bulgaria, that they'll be learning and become better players for it.
It's well brought down by McInally. Strachan's layoff was intended for McPherson, has been caught upfield again. Strachan has gone racing back to defend as Kostadinov breaks on the left. McPherson now back to make a challenge, helped by McInally. Back here with Yordanov. Patient play again from the Bulgarians. They are so efficient in possession. Kiriakov. Back with Kiriakov. Good hustling play though by the Scots to win possession back. There's McInally releasing the early ball for McCoist. Playing the ball too far ahead. Well, the closing down abilities of Jim McInally in this sort of situation could prove to be crucial for Scotland. The Bulgarians, though, for the moment enjoying a lot of possession. Space here on the right for Yordanov. Running into McClair, supported by Dotchev. The fullback who normally likes to make those quick overlapping runs. Penev playing the ball inside. Balakov away from McInally and McStay. That's great play from the Bulgarians. Here's Balakov again. That's help on the outside from Yankov. The header there by Balakov. Well, it was a brilliant build-up by the Bulgarians. You cannot deny the quality of their play from midfield.
Well, there's certainly qualities, and no doubt. And again, this is another chance. And really, he doesn't really head it the way he should. But I mean, the quality of the movement off the ball, Jock, has been breathtaking at times, and really at the moment Scotland haven't got to grips with it at all. Every time they play the ball, they're moving again, they're never standing still, and really you have to admire the way they're playing.
So an offside flag halting the progress of McCoist for Scotland. Well, clear signs in the opening 20 minutes, despite the blank score sheet, clear signs that the Bulgarians are a major test. Yordanov being hustled from the rear unfairly by Malpas as far as the referee is concerned. A free kick taken quickly by the Bulgarians, but Dotchev sending it through, and it's Paul McStay back helping in defence. McStay and McInally are two linchpins in the Scottish midfield. Your vision, I understand, has been returned to you, so you've missed some very good play again from the Bulgarians, and Andy Goram had to show his quickness off the mark to get to that ahead of Penef.
Well, we felt it, certainly I felt at the beginning of the game, Jock, that it would be Scotland that would be the ones that would be pushing forward, and that Bulgaria would be just quite content to soak up pressure and catch them on the break. But at the moment it's Bulgaria who are dictating and looking to come forward, and it's really Scotland who are playing on the break.
It really is a fascinating struggle developing out there. A tactical battle, and the Bulgarians proving themselves to be first-class opponents for the Scots. Now possible to see how they manage that 3-0 victory in Bucharest against Romania. Kiriakov, one of their top players, conceding that throw to Scotland. So Malpas with the throw. Gough offers himself inside. It's Malpas once again. Played in early by Malpas, headed away by Ivanov. It could have gone easily to Mihailov, but there was no call from the goalkeeper, it would appear. McPherson quick to the ball. There's Paul McStay, couldn't get that beyond Yordanov. Kiriakov, very skillful with that left foot, but hustled out of that by McClair and McInally. Here's Gordon Strachan. Well, the pass is going astray from Strachan this evening. And the free kick has been given against Richard Gough for a late tackle there on Kiriakov. Watching his right shin, it's Kostadinov, in fact, who's on the ground. Well, he and Kiriakov have both been guilty of rolling around after tackles. This time the referee is allowing treatment for the Bulgarian.
It's actually no surprise that they're caught as often, Jock, because they are so quick when the ball's played up to them. They're thinking about what they're doing all the time, and they're ready to get off and move. And that's part of the reason they're getting caught. If you watch it, he's on his way, he's playing it and he's moving. And I mean, at times like that, it's just the pace of them that's just catching out the Scottish defenders.
So the match will be restarted with a free kick, and there are instructions again coming from Craig Brown on the Scottish bench. It looks as though they tinkered with the formation to cope with this excellent opening burst by Bulgaria. It's Gordon Durie who's being waved to the left flank, and Brian McClair has been pushed forward to join Ali McCoist. It looks as though Scotland may well be reverting to a more orthodox 4-4-2 to cope with the Bulgarian attacks. So here's Kiriakov, waiting for, playing at left back for Bulgaria. The tackle from the rear by McPherson on Penef results in another free kick.
I think Dave McPherson actually has got a case for just winning the ball there. He did take the man as well, but certainly won the ball.
Ivanov has gone forward into the penalty area for Bulgaria for this free kick. There's number 3, Ivanov. Played in by Barakov. Malpas did well. Now Strachan. Releasing the early ball towards McCoist. He's beaten to that by Iliev. Well, trying very hard to hold this Bulgarian defence together, and he's been successful so far. Iliev, released by Bologna in November. So Scotland now with a back four of McPherson, Gough, McLeish and Malpas. In midfield, Strachan, McInally, McStay and Durie. And up front, McCoist with McClair. Now Richard Gough had a quick look to the side there to see where Penef was before he played the header back to Goram. There's been a foul committed by Penef on Goram, leaning into the goalkeeper. Here's McClair in his new role, trying to link with McCoist. Ivanov with the clearance, and he stayed down after the challenge from McCoist. There's Malpas. McCoist. Ivanov got straight back onto his feet whenever the ball came forward again. Headed away by Yordanov. Here's Dotchev. Given no time there by McCoist, and a very clumsy challenge there by Durie. Well, Yordanov with a few words for the Chelsea player.
Yes, it's what you would call a typical striker's challenge, isn't it, as he comes. Yordanov just tricks him. Gordon, he's very late there. No surprise that Yordanov is as angry at him as he was then.
So Yordanov playing it across to Kiriakov, winning his 19th cap tonight. This is Paul McStay. McCoist has found space. He has McClair wide on the right. Strachan goes past him on the outside. The attempted cross there from McClair. It's back now with McInally. Forced to turn back. McPherson has McLeish making an angle to his left. That's into space for McClair. A fine ball from McLeish. Iliev read it well though. There's Gordon Strachan going in, winning that from Kiriakov, but unable to keep the ball in play. The Bulgarians thought that Strachan showed his studs to Kiriakov, and in European terms, Andy, that's usually a free kick.
Yeah, but little Gordon would need to get his feet up pretty high to be classed as a foul, isn't it? The size of him.
Playing with lots of energy, despite advancing football years. Strachan, there's Kiriakov clashing with McPherson, who wants to take the throw quickly, but the throw is a Bulgarian one. The Scottish fans don't agree. And the referee again pulling play back. So a free kick to Scotland, which will be taken by Dave McPherson. Gough has gone forward. Played in by McPherson. Gough challenging, appeared to be impeded before the ball arrived. Durie using his pace to get away from Dotchev. Powerful play there by Durie, leading into the fullback. No space at all to use, and Durie could make progress. This is Yordanov once again. Well, the pass finds Balakov. The timing there by Kostadinov, just a little bit out. The flag was up for offside.
But once again, though, they've got right into the heart of the Scotland defence rather easily. And this is very close again. You see, Dave McPherson at the top of the screen could possibly have been level, but Scotland got the benefit of the doubt there. It's a worrying time for Scotland like this, Jock, when they're getting at the defence so easily and getting through it.
Battling play there by McCoist. Winning possession for Scotland. Well, the Scottish strikers really are putting themselves about to try to get some possession. And it's volleyed towards the crossbar by McClair. Apologising now to Ali McCoist, who was waiting in the 6-yard box. A fleeting opportunity here for Scotland.
Yes, and chances have been few and far between, and Brian McClair will be a little bit disappointed he hasn't managed to pull that back. And there you see at the back post, Ali McCoist coming in totally unmarked.
Ivanov is the Bulgarian player limping, walking out of the penalty area just a second ago. McPherson turning it all the way back to Andy Goram, but must be a subject of some concern to the Scottish management, to the fact that they're really good creative players. Gordon Strachan and Paul McStay have not really been able to make an impression on the proceedings so far. Here a chance over Strachan. Malpas. Durie hugging the left touchline. Wants to have a run at Dotchev perhaps. Kiriakov coming in behind Iliev for the clearing header. A little bit of casualness creeping into the Bulgarians defensively. It's a better tackle by Dotchev. The locomotive Sofia, fullback, winning his 21st cap. Throw will be given to the Bulgarians, a foul throw against Gordon Durie. Taken from the wrong place, I think. That's the decision of the referee.
I think what he's saying, Jock, is he took it from too far away from the touchline.
It's a very experienced Swedish official. Foul against Kiriakov. Here's Paul McStay driving forward. Malpas again available on the left. He was closed down quickly by Dotchev. Well, Scotland now trying to pick up the pace, looking for a breakthrough. Richard Gough is in the penalty box. Jostling and battling. In came McStay. Scotland a little bit exposed now at the back, but only Kostadinov is forward for Bulgaria. Stopped by Erik, McLeish, and Durie taking no chances with that long pass back. He certainly has been involved in the play a great deal so far, Gordon Durie.
Well, he's been more involved certainly since he moved to this left side, and it's benefited Scotland slightly. They look to have more shape about them now, Jock, and they're starting to gain in a little bit more confidence themselves.
Strachan doing some roving. Appear to be fouled from the rear there. The free kick's been given. Ivanov looking disbelievingly towards the referee.
Well, he's using his experience, Gordon Strachan here. That's not a free kick, no doubt about it. But what you've got to do as well is make the most of those situations. If people are coming in behind you, is to take the free kick, try and cause them some problems. Because it certainly looks that way, it may take a free kick to break through this defence.
Well, the free kick will require to be retaken. The referee suggesting the ball was in motion, but in reality the wall was about 3 yards away.
He's never that far away, Jack.
Led in again by Strachan towards the near post area. No Scottish runner though going for the ball. Ivanov had a clear header. Here's Durie again. Well, there's no surprise about this long throw now. Won by Peneth. Here's Jordanov. Tackled well by McPherson. Here's Durie sending in the early cross. And Mihailov competed by his own player. It was a misunderstanding involving McCoist at the edge of the box there. There's McPherson. McCoist layoff. Strachan with a return ball towards Durie. Handball was used. There was a hand used. And he's given this free kick outside the box. Well, I'll be very surprised if it doesn't prove to be inside.
Well, I think you might be right, Jock. He's been annoyed a few Scottish supporters so far. But as the ball comes in, we can see, yes, it is outside the box. The referee's right there.
Yes, confirmed to be a good decision by Erik Fredriksson. It looks as though the yellow card is coming out for Balikov for preventing the free kick being taken. That's a great opportunity for Scotland, and they've been doing so much work in training on these positions. We'll look for Gordon Durie or Brian McClair with this.
This is where it's important that they do hit the target and make the goalkeeper save it.
Well, Durie, I think, looking for some swerve on that ball. Certainly got it wide of the wall, but there was no bend in the shot.
Well, he'll be disappointed, Gordon Durie, with that. As I said, the one thing you want to do from 18, 19 yards is to get it on target and make him save it. Gordon Durie didn't do that. But it's certainly been a better 5 minutes for Scotland, Jock. The changes that they've made from the touchline certainly seem to have worked for them a little bit. And they've stemmed the flow of the Bulgarian attacks. And now beginning to influence the game themselves.
McStay combining that with Strachan. That's the kind of creative play the Scots are looking for. Here's Strachan again. That's fine play. Durie on the left. Tackled well by Dotchev in the act of shooting. An important challenge that by Pavel Dotchev, 25-year-old Bulgarian fullback.
The pure difference being now, Jock, is that Scotland are now dictating the pace of the game, whereas early on it was the Bulgarians, and Gordon Durie again getting involved in it, and that's promising because I tell you, he's good enough that one of these are going to drop to him, and the young lad will punish him.
That good little burst from the Scots, bringing some vocal support from the terraces. Kiriakov cut off there by McLeish. Here's Yankov. Penef. Appear to be fouled by McStay. Yes, the whistle has gone. Paul McStay battling to become much more involved in the game in the creative sense. Kiriakov playing it forward. Head flick on from Penef. There was no support for the Bulgarians in the middle. And that was played across by Kostadinov. Plays for Porto in Portugal. So here's McLeish for Scotland, the skipper. Looking for McClair. Here's Durie picking up the loose pass, but returning it, and there's a good challenge there by McStay to win possession. Here's Malpas. Durie racing forward again on the left, looking for the chance to send over the cross. He's managed that. Ivanov was there. Ivanov once again. Up goes McStay. Clumsy tangle in mid-air, Kiriakov and McLeish. Here's McPherson. You have to be careful with Kostadinov closing in. That's good play by Dave McPherson. Headed by Iliev. Well, with the Scots reverting to a four-man defence, it's allowed Gordon Strachan, it would appear, Andy, to play much further forward and not be too concerned about any defensive duties.
Well, they were certainly worried about Balakov early on, little Gordon Strachan. But not only that, the two players you mentioned that weren't getting involved, Paul McStay and Gordon Strachan, constructively. Well, really, Paul McStay's taken the game by the scruff of the neck and has really got himself involved. The rest of the Scotland side have sparked from that.
Durie with a return pass for Paul McStay. Paul McStay with a throw, anxious to get on with things. Here's Gordon Strachan. Well, there appeared to be nowhere to go there, but he still managed to engineer a throw for Scotland, Strachan. Durie once again. The ball reaching Brian McClair. Well, that was a fleeting chance for McClair. He'll be clearly disappointed with that.
Yes, he will be. It's the importance of a good first touch. I would normally have expected him to touch and shoot. And what he's done, he's let it get away from him. He'll be disappointed with that. But again, the Bulgarians have gone down, playing for a little bit of time. Kiriakov this time, going down as if he's been felled with a sledgehammer. Quite incredible.
Well, trying to persuade the referee, he really is in pain. Another Bulgarian who plays his football in Spain is being invited to leave the field if he's not fit to continue. No attention being allowed on the field. Well, he's been an outstanding player for Bulgaria for some time, and he's been yellow carded by the referee. Reacts to that with a contemptuous looking smile. So the corner kick will now be taken by Strachan. Bulgarians with 10 men for the moment. McPherson balked in his run there by Penef. McPherson makes the tackle. It's held off there by Penef, but the referee saw nothing wrong with the Bulgarians' activities there. So just 4 minutes remaining in what has been an intriguing first half. The Bulgarians showing a lot of class, great technique and passing ability, but sadly also showing the less attractive side of the nature, as exemplified there by Kiriakov. Now back on the field, running without the trace of a limp. Malpas playing it into space. Ivanov and McInally clashing.
Much better though, Jock, this from Scotland the last 15 minutes. They've put them under pressure They've not allowed the Bulgarians to play, and they've benefited from it. I always think that Scotland is a national side, a much better side when they put some pace into their game, and they play the whole game quicker, and the Bulgarians haven't enjoyed it at all, and have been less impressive the quicker that Scotland have got to them and put them under pressure.
Played long forward by Durie, and it's won by Ivanov, who's been very good in the air for Bulgaria at the back, along with Iliev. There's Strachan. Superb play again. Swept deep there by McCoist from Malpas. This is Erik McLeish. The Scots looking much more comfortable in their 4-4-2 formation. Durie being challenged by Dotchev. The pass came from McClair. The interception, a good one from Yordanov, who's been very heavily involved in that midfield battle for Bulgaria. Durie running at Dotchev. Well-timed challenge by the fullback. They haven't had too many chances to come forward, Dotchev. Back facing this throw from Durie. Came all the way through. The header is blocked there by Mihailov. Still no joy for the Scots. It was Brian McClair who was denied in the end.
Well, they've persisted with a long throw and they're very nearly benefited. It's a good header for Brian McClair, but that's sheer instinct from Mihailov, and he gets the rub of the green when it bounces off the top of the bar.
Still the pressure on the Bulgarian defence. Strachan's corner. McStay managing to force the ball forward, but the Scots had to come out of the penalty box with the Bulgarian defenders to avoid being offside. This is Dotchev.
That would have been a wonderful time to have got a goal, wouldn't it, Jock, for Scotland? A minute to go to half-time. And to be fair, they've been playing well enough to suggest that they can break this defence down.
Here's the chance again. Here's McCoist looking up. Tried to find McClair inside the 6-yard box, but that needed some height, I think, the pass.
Well, it was a bit like threading a needle, Jock. He needed to be very precise. Wasn't much room for him to find Brian McClair at all.
Strachan playing it back towards McStay, who appeared to take his eye off that. Now a chance for the Bulgarians on the break. Here's Kostadinov with his tremendous pace. Met superbly by Malpas. Such a competent, organised and disciplined defender. Here's Penef. There will be some time to add on perhaps at the end of this first half in view of the stoppages inspired by the Bulgarians staying down frequently whenever they take a knock. Here's Durie, being given a lot of space to come forward now. Going to take on Dotchev perhaps. Coming inside him. Angling in the cross, and the snap header came from McCoist. Not a bad one at all. It certainly has been a good first half for McCoist.
Yes, and they're getting more and more joy with Gordon Durie down the left side. He's been involved in almost everything, and he's looked very, very promising.
Well, Mihailov not taking this goal kick. Gordon Durie has become something of a key man wide on the left for Scotland. McLeish coming for this, telling Jim McInally to leave it to him. The layoff there came from the header from McCoist. Never stopped running from the opening whistle, Ali McCoist. And the Scots getting closer and closer to opening the scoring, but they'll have no further opportunity in a first half which opened with the Bulgarians in very impressive form. Yordanov missing the best chance of the first half early on. So referee Erik Fredriksson checks with his linesman and allows the Bulgarians to get the second half underway, and the Scots appear to be persisting with the formation which served them much better in the late stages of the first half, with a 4-4-2 formation at that stage. So it will be interesting to see what other adjustments may be considered by the Scots, because it was very much tactical battle for the opening 20 minutes or so, and it was one which the Bulgarians appeared to be winning until the changes came from the Scottish. And here's Richard Gough with the first free kick of the second half, looking there for Durie. Headed away firmly though in that defensive position by Ivanov. Malpas judged that well, allowing the ball to go for the Scottish throw. Well, the Scots will be looking for a quicker start to the match than they had in the first half. They had lost the initiative for a spell in the opening 15 to 20 minutes, but they regained that towards half-time. McPherson under pressure there from Peneth. Strachan trying to steal the ball away. The linesman giving help belatedly to the referee and indicating a Bulgarian throw.
In many ways, Jog, it's a pity that half-time came when it did, because sometimes it can just stop the momentum. I'm anxious to see that Scotland do pick up the tempo right away and continue to put Bulgaria under pressure and cause them the problems.
So the two number 10s clash there. Kiriakov penalised for the foul on McStay. McLeish looking for Durie with that long ball again. The header finds McCoist. Here's McClair. Headed away by Kiriakov. Beautifully brought down by Strachan. Looking for support inside. And McPherson very quick to make that challenge on Peneth. The Bulgarians were looking to settle as they did in the first half. Get their passing movements together again from midfield. There's Peneth. The support from Yordanov. Through the middle is Kostadinov, and the pace of Gough is enough to get there ahead of the Bulgarian striker. And a clear push there on Gough by Kostadinov. So Gough there showing his confidence in possession, looking to make a pass, and then bundled from the rear by Kostadinov. There's McLeish winning possession, but it's Richard Gough who's been penalised for the challenge on Peneth. A very powerful, quick striker, Peneth. So the Bulgarians in no great hurry once again to get on with things. They look as though they may be not at all displeased to leave here with a point. And yet, when they make those fast breaks from defence, they do carry lots of menace. So respect shown here for the shooting ability of Yordanov and of Iliev. The Scottish wall lined up. Yordanov will make the strike. Deceiving the Scottish players with that ball to the outside. Yordanov looking for Dotchev. It's whistled all the way by Gordon Strachan. Durie back helping in defence also. Peneth was a powerful figure, holding off these challenges to win the throw for Bulgaria. Here's Yankov coming from that holding position deep in midfield, which he's been occupying for much of the game for Bulgaria. Played across by Ivanov to Kiriakov. This is Barakov, that educated left foot, but nowhere to go going inside. Still battling hard though. Strachan bundled from the back by Yankov. The referee content to give the throw to Scotland. No room to breathe for these midfield players at the moment. Tackle from Kiriakov, and space here for Yordanov. Kiriakov touching the ball beyond Gough, but McPherson comes in behind. Well, he's played a number of matches for Scotland at right back, played McPherson, notably in the World Cup. The aerial view of Hampden Park, with a healthy crowd inside tonight, after all the controversy about the National Stadium. And a lot of supporters expressing their displeasure about coming to the old stadium. But it's signs of the olden days. And that encouragement coming from Scotland's excellent start in the European Championships, which they are determined to maintain tonight.
What they've got to be careful about, Jock, as the second half goes on and progresses, if we don't manage to break through and get the goal, is not to take chances at the back and throw men forward foolishly, looking for a goal and then concede one. Because at the end of the day, if it was to finish all square, it certainly would not be a disaster for Scotland.
That long ball from Gough, allowing McClair to break on the right. That's asking rather a lot of Gordon Strachan. Kiriakov Made a good challenge. He's a bustling, quick fullback. A handball decision given against Kiriakov. Well, no, he's given it against Dave McPherson. Well, that appeared to hit the hand of the Bulgarian defender.
I think we'll have to agree with you there. I'm not too sure how we could have thought that Dave McPherson could have handled it from there.
So Yankov plays it across to the far side, and it's with Dotchev. Plenty of movement ahead from the Bulgarians. That pass was intended for Kostadinov. Switch now to the right flank, which he occupies normally for Porto.
It's a funny formation they play actually, Jock, up front. They use Penev, Kostadinov, Balakov and Kiriakov as a four really. Two up front and two just behind. And they're not too particular who takes what position. And they basically say to them, you're our four attacking players. You will score any goals that we need. And the other six outfield players basically concentrate on defending, which is why Scotland are finding it difficult to break them down.
So a free kick given against Iliev. That's a challenge on McCoist. That's a free kick which Strachan will take. Across the far post it goes, and no Scottish player in position for that. Richard Gough having a long, lingering look at Gordon Strachan there. Kiriakov dropping off deep once again. And Mihailov had that outstanding save of the first half to deny Brian McClair parrying the ball into the crossbar from the header. So the Scottish supporters chanting now for a goal. Well, there's no denying the effort put into this match by the Scottish players, but against a very efficient Bulgarian side, very difficult to create clear-cut chances. That's good play again from Bulgaria. Balakov breaking away there from Strachan. Well, looking up and miscuing the pass in the end. It was Kiriakov, I think, who was the target. Balakov offers the apology. Plays for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal.
It certainly looks like it's the Bulgarian coach Ivan Vistov who has actually been the one who's had stern words with his players at half-time, Jock, because they've come back out and they've basically started the second half the way they started the first, very confident, knocking the ball about. Scotland have just got to pick up the tempo again.
And they have to face this attack from the Bulgarians with Kostadinov now switched across to the left, testing McPherson. And a little bit of help coming in there from Gordon Strachan. It will be a corner kick though, I think, for the Bulgarians. And I will make this the first corner kick of the match for Bulgaria. Kostadinov's pace causing the problem on the flank. The Bulgarians have now decided who should take this corner kick. A little bit of a debate before Balakov was nominated. Iliev is a major threat inside the box for Bulgaria. Goram going to make a clean catch. He hasn't had a great deal to do this evening, Andy Goram, but that's the kind of catch which inspires confidence in his defensive teammates.
It's the kind of catch as a team defending a corner you want your goalkeeper to do. You want him to come out into that 6-yard box. You want him to take it. You want him to take it clean and set you on the attack. That's exactly what he did.
14th international for Andy Goram. So long in the shadow of Jim Leighton. Now the undisputed number one. Here's a chance for Scotland coming forward again. Malpas playing it in. Won by Ivanov at the expense of a corner kick. Well, he's been very good in the air, Ivanov, the Bulgarian central defender. There's a view from right behind the goal, the Bulgarian goal. Strachan's corner kick, helped on by McPherson, didn't get quite enough on that. It's out to McInally. In goes Gough, marked by Kiriakov. With a long clearance retrieved here by Maurice Malpas. The marking again by the Bulgarians in midfield, very tight indeed. The Scots not able to use Paul McStay too often from the back. Such has been the marking. That pass eludes Brian McClair.
The previous corner though, Jock, the best one that Scotland have delivered in the whole match. beautifully flighted into the near post, and big Davy McPherson will be really disappointed he didn't get anything on that. You know, you work very hard in the training ground to produce one as perfect as Gordon Strachan done there, or Strachan did there, and he'll really be disappointed he didn't take advantage of it.
Gordon Durie closing his man down to concede a goal kick to Bulgaria. Well, this White and Mackay international balanced very finely indeed at this stage.
And as the half goes on, Jock, we'll see more and more of this. The Bulgarians will take longer and longer to take free kicks, throw-ins, goal kicks. It's all part and parcel of it, I'm afraid.
There's Malpas getting a call from his skipper, McLeish. Paul McStay going deep to take possession. Well, probably the player the Scots want to have possession most in the centre of the midfield. Gordon Strachan hustled out of that by Balikov. Bit of pushing by Balikov. He runs into McLeish. Durie comes back to pick it up for Scotland. There's Strachan helping it on for McStay. This is McClair, supported well by McPherson. Good play this from the Scots. Durie coming all the way over to link with the Scottish midfield. Iliev forced to turn that out, but the Scottish supporters appreciating that. A little bit of flowing play from the Scots. Kiriakov battling hard. Clearance still goes straight to Strachan. Here's Strachan again, making for the byline. Well, he had one early opportunity to send over the cross, Strachan. Didn't take it, and then had to make that recovery tackle. Well, breathing heavily for the moment, Gordon Strachan, as you might expect, in view of all the work he's put into this game tonight.
I think not only that, Jock, it's one of the things that Andy Rockford was worried about, and that the wee man there was asked to play 4 games last week. That was Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And at 34, no matter how fit you are, then it is physically exhausting, that.
So Goram going for the long ball from hand. Well, this has been mopped up for the most part by the Bulgarian defenders, perhaps with the exception of the ones played to the flank towards Durie. Scrambled out for the throw to Scotland again. It's a frustrating time for the Scots. The Bulgarians looking so well organised in defence, determined in midfield. Done away by Yordanov from Malpas. Durie with a throw. There's McInally. He's in trouble there. Challenged by Kiriakov. McLeish did well. McStay to Strachan. Careless layoff though. Strachan goes through 3 Videra. Led into space behind Malpas. Kostadinov couldn't reach it in time. There have been a number of unforced errors by the Scots in midfield, which you wouldn't normally expect, and perhaps the effect of those recent tough matches for men like Gordon Strachan and Paul McStay could offer some explanation. Pennev trying to get away from McPherson. His determination won the day. Kiriakov hooking the ball back inside. McPherson and Pennev clash again. The referee allows play to continue once but not twice. Well, Pennev certainly likes to put himself about.
I think they all have, Jock, and they all do. They're known as a physical side, and Pennev, not happy with just with David McPherson, decided to take out McCoist as well, just to make sure.
The ball played cleverly there off the shins of Strachan for a throw to Bulgaria right at the corner flag. Brian McClair ensures the ball can't go to the goalkeeper. McCoist heading it inside. There's McClair. McCoist again. Now Strachan looking for support inside. Gets it from Durie. A fine shooting chance for Gordon Durie. Beautifully created by the Scots.
Well, I did say that if he continues to get chances, he may well put one in, and he's getting closer and closer. He couldn't have hit that much better, and I think had it been on target, then Mihailov would have been struggling to keep it out.
Yes, the goalkeeper certainly appeared to be beaten by that effort from Durie. So getting closer and closer, as Andy Ray was saying. Still no breakthrough for the Scots. Some fine work there in the flank involving McCoist, McClair and Strachan to set up that chance. So half an hour left. No scoring here at Hampden. Tremendous effort being made by the Scots to change that, but they have to defend again, and Andy Goram judged that well. Good understanding there shown with Richard Gough. Could so easily have been disastrous for the Scottish defence.
Well, it's almost always a potentially disastrous situation when defender and goalkeeper are that close together, but experience shown through.
There's Kiriakov, Yordanov, Iliev, Dotchev, Yordanov with a long pass, which is cut off easily by Strachan, trying to angle the pass towards McCoist. Ball goes behind McStay. Strachan picks it up again. Dave McPherson calls for the ball, coming from that deep position on the right. In goes Durie, beating the ball by Iliev. Stolen away from Yordanov by McStay. Setting up Malpas, making now for the byline. And the referee's given the goal kick. There was some very cool, effective defending there. Yankov doing a superb piece of defensive work as Malpas tried to take him on towards the byline.
But again, Scotland look better when they put some pace into their game, when they're quick at it. And this is very, very cool defending.
Yankov doing some good work. CSKA Sofia is his club. A new international, just his fourth match. McLeish winning that comfortably in the air. There's McCoist setting that up for McClair. An awkward one for Dotchev. He did well to lean in there with a header though. Played quickly towards McClair. Dotchev did just enough, nudging that away from the Scottish striker. This is where the Bulgarians are so effective. Balakov breaking away there from McStay. Hustled now by McInally. Kiriakov on the right this time, faced by McInally and Malpas, the Dundee United pairing. Throwing a delicate ball into that area on the corner of the 6-yard box for Balakov. Such a fine player, Kiriakov.
It's quite incredible, though, Jock, when they're attacking like that. They just leave the four up front. They don't try and back them up from midfield. They don't send any of the defenders really forward to back them up. This is what I say. It's as if they say to them, you four are our best chance. You get us a goal. But Scotland keep an eye on those four when you really can't see them scoring. But they've just got to be very careful.
Here's Paul McStay. I'd like to have used Strachan, but he was so closely marked by Balakov. That was impossible. There's McLeish looking for Durie with a high ball. It's well won for McInally. Ivanov given no peace by McInally, but the result is a goal kick to Bulgaria. Well, are there any changes, Andy, you would contemplate for the Scots to change the pattern?
Well, they've certainly got options, haven't they, with McAllister, Collins and Robertson in the squad. And I just wonder with John Robertson, who is in a good vein of goal-scoring form with Hearts, if Andy Roxburgh is looking to make the breakthrough, then it just might be that he is the man they call upon, just to try and get that vital goal.
Just getting away from McLeish. There's Kostadinov. This retrieves the situation for Scotland. Oh, that's brilliant play, and a trip adjudged by Durie. Well, I reckon Kiriakov was lucky at that time. Great skill shown.
Wonderful skill and great ability, but I think Gordon Durie's got a case. You see, he trips over the ball. Gordon Durie must have invisible legs if he can pull him down like that.
So a moment of anxiety for the Scottish defence as they face this free kick. Ivanov is going forward, policed by McPherson, played in by Yordanov. Malpas getting up well. So too was McClair. Well, the long-range effort from Yankov, posing no problems for Andy Goram. Hasn't had to produce too many heroics tonight, Goram.
No, he's just to be alive and alert at his job. And as it comes out to Yankov, you don't expect him to be scoring past Andy Goram from here, Jock, but it's one of those that can end up in the top corner, but fortunately for Scotland, it sails well over.
Strachan, the supporting player, set up there by McClair for McCoist, and he's brought to the ground there outside the penalty area. Ivanov looks towards the referee, but the whistle has gone all right.
And it's a good piece of interplay, though, that gets them in that situation. Ali McCoist learning a little bit from the Bulgarians. They're making the most of it. but getting the free kick.
Well, now the Scots have been, as we've been saying, getting closer with every goal attempt. Could this be the one to offer the breakthrough? Strachan again with Durie and McClair. Stay hugging the right, and the referee's not at all happy that the Scots are taking so long about this. The wall will have to be moved back somewhat. Strachan wants to take over. Well, there is no way in the world in which that is 10 yards, but the referee's trying to correct that now without the help of Strachan. Set up for McClair. Well, he struck that firmly enough, but the wall didn't flinch, and an offside decision against McCoist, who was slow coming back. Well, some variety offered. Gordon Durie's been the player with a strike earlier on in the match, but that time Brian McClair was given the chance. McCoist looking for space in behind the Bulgarian defence. The header by McLeish. Strachan at full stretch. Here's Barakov. He's away from McInally, but not from McStay. Durie doing some good work coming back to help in a defensive sense. This is Malpas. He's looking for McCoist through the middle. Durie snapping there at the heels of Yankov.
Just looking at the subs again, Jock, thinking about what Scotland might do to change things a little bit. I think the option of Gary McAllister is one to look at. I think if Scotland have lacked something from the middle of midfield, although both Paul McStay and McInally have played very, very well indeed, has been getting in contact with the front two and in and around the box. Now that's something that Gary McAllister does very, very well at Leeds. And it may be that he looks to say, maybe Jim McInally, to say, well, you've won a wonderful job, Jim, but we want to win this game, so we may change it.
They're playing out wide for Durie. A good touch at the first place would have made a big difference there for Durie. McInally trying to keep the ball in play. Well, a little bit of magic there from Strachan with a dummy which released McClair. But the chance for Durie was lost with his first touch. Headed away by Yankov. So we're midway through the second half, 3/4 of the match gone. Now we're at a stage when fitness and stamina may be important. Bulgarians restarting their season, and the Scots getting towards the end of a very difficult, lengthy involvement in domestic football. Malpas' header, Durie trying to come back to remain onside. Here's McInally under this with Malpas beaten to the ball. A header by Dotchev will give the throw to Scotland once again. Still no sign of activity on the Scottish bench. The substitutes, to remind you: Campbell Money in goal, Gary Gillespie, Gary McAllister, John Collins and John Robertson. The other ball played in by McCoist. He's looking for McClair, who was the only Scottish player in the box at that point. Here's Paul McStay. Had to play that very quickly. Malpas with the header. There's McStay again, always trying to bring the ball down, play it on the ground. Well, McPherson left that to Gough, and for one split second it looked as though Gough didn't realise that. Well, the understanding paid off though in the end. McPherson, a Rangers player until 1987, the same year in which Gough went to Ibrox. Gough nudging that back towards McLeish. Here's Malpas. Now Durie trying to play up the line for McCoist. Durie trying to get some forward support from his teammates, waving the midfield forward. Dotchev will take this throw. Gough nodding it down for Malpas, but it's away for the throw, and you always have this concern about the Bulgarians when they come forward as they are now. McInally thumping the ball out of play, but we've seen the passing ability and the technique of the Bulgarians when they sweep from a midfield position into attack. Play with control and pace. Kiriakov playing it back. Well, that's coming to no harm for the Bulgarians. Kiriakov on his own to pick up the loose ball. Faced now by Strachan. The tackle came from McClair. This is McPherson. Well, no one at all over on the far side. It was a rather hopeful ball, that by McPherson. McStay doing good work, helped by McInally. Chase is on here for McCoist. The covering player was Iliev. So assured at the back for Bulgaria. This is Penev. Taking the ball wide. Strachan is mindful of the presence of Kiriakov at left back. Kiriakov has been allowed to turn. Malpas getting up well. This is Durie. Well, he handled that situation very well indeed. It looked for a moment as though he was in some kind of trouble, Gordon Durie.
It's very much a stalemate job for Scotland. I find it very difficult now to create chances at all. And it's a time like this at international level that you do feel that if they're going to win the game, or really want to win the game, that Andy Roxburgh's going to look to have to change it.
Paul McStay trying to force the ball wide. Strachan won't reach that in time. Paul McStay winning his 52nd cap tonight. Just 26 years old. What a difficult season he's had with so much domestic football.
He's played well tonight, Paul McStay. He's had a very, very industrious game. He's looked to try and play, and I think he's had one of his better games tonight.
Kiriakov's header, spaced Kostadinov well, and that been taken on the run by Kostadinov. There would have been an opening for the Bulgarians. Kostadinov, a major threat, along with Penev up front, supported by Kiriakov. There's Malpas. Well, that ball seems to be too long in the air for McClair. He did well enough to return his marker, and this is McCoist taking on Iliev, trying the early cross. Well, talking of industry, McCoist has offered that aplenty tonight. Well, that's good play again from Durie. McPherson at the far corner of the box, playing it in. That appeared to be a push from the rear. Brian McClair bumped from the back as that ball came in from McPherson. No question of the referee being interested.
That's a great run from Gordon Durie. McPherson does the right thing and knocks it back. And I think he is bumped. I mean, it's one of those spectacular ones. You just hope he catches it right. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Here's Kostadinov. He's got support in the middle. Sarakov's header. Oh, Strachan with the instant layoff. Here's Gough with a chance to break. Gough being tempted to go forward to support this move as Strachan is brought down by Penev.
I think this is what Bulgaria will be doing from now on, Jock. They'll just want, every time Scotland get it, they'll be quite happy to bring the game to a halt.
Ivanov turning that behind for a corner kick. Good strong play that by McCoist going to the flank. So another corner kick. Gordon Durie coming across. Well, the Scots had a chance when Dave McPherson got on the end of the Strachan corner from the left of the near post. And it's McPherson again inside the 6-yard box for this corner from Durie. Mihailov making a confident, comfortable catch. Well, the last time these sides met at Hampden in 1986, the score was 0-0. Just a little over a quarter of an hour left for that to change. McStay's pass is a brilliant one. This is McClair. He needs support though. Turned away by Iliev for the corner, and that might be just as much as McClair could have hoped for. He was released by that majestic pass from McStay, but without any support at that particular point. Strachan again going across to take the in-swinger. The post ball is played in too high though for McClair in that area. Here's Jim McInally using McLeish behind him. That's aimed for Richard Gough. Well judged in the air and brought down by McClair. McCoist challenging. Kiriakov goes back, uses Kiriakov. Well, that's fine play by Kiriakov. An opening presenting itself to Bulgaria. Space now on the right with 15 minutes left. And superb running there by Gordon Durie. That was a very important piece of defensive play. And you have to say, Andy, that if any one particular Scot deserves great credit tonight, it's Gordon Durie. Yes,
it's a position where you need to your players to be able to do that, to be committed enough to track back players like that into defensive areas. Whereas a striker, he doesn't really want to go, but he realises it's part of his job, and he's been doing that all night.
Yes, he's done well both in attack and in defence. Here's Barakov. He was well read by Strachan. He wasn't in any way fortunate, though, the way the ball struck him. Played forward by Ivanov. Kiriakov lays it off to Kiriakov, and he overshoots his strikers with that long ball forward. Andy Goram offered the chance to play the ball short to Gough. The Scots trying the build-up right from the back. McPherson offers himself to receive the pass. But in the end, it's still a high ball down through the middle. And that has cut much ice so far with the Bulgarian defence. There's Penev. Being hounded now by McStay. The ball was carried over by Penev. The throw to Scotland. The linesman's flying up very swiftly down below us. Penev has worked hard for Bulgaria tonight. Here's McStay. Getting help from McInally. Back now with Gough. McLeish has Malpas offering himself on the left touchline, but he preferred to try to find Durie. Came off Dotchev. Well, that appeared to be a nudge on McCoist. Well, the decision goes Scotland's way. Ivanov, with a rueful smile, trying to explain himself to the referee. It's a throw which has been given. Gough stays forward. Durie launching the ball in. Well, there was no way in which Richard Gough was going to get a cliff jump at that. Two men clambering all over him while the ball was in the air.
What European defences are very, very good at, Jock, is that they don't allow players coming into the box free run at the ball. They just walk, run over your line, block you, do anything to stop you getting a free header.
There's Richard Gough. McStay finding time to release an accurate pass. McClair couldn't take that on the run. Penev's header finds Kostadinov. This is promising for the Bulgarians. Scotland looking exposed. The ball comes back. Penev had the finishing effort, but that combination looking so deadly for the Bulgarians.
Yeah, Scotland just went to sleep a little bit, and Kostadinov, as he comes back, it's Penev there. He's not very comfortable there. It's not a golden opportunity, but just a little jolt, and Scotland need one, that they are still a danger, Bulgaria. But that's the most important thing now for me, Jock, is that Scotland don't concede a goal. I think if we get one, we've got to be patient, we've got to keep going, hope that we get the breakthrough. But if we don't, then we mustn't give a goal away. As I said before, 0-0 or whatever, a tied score is not a disaster for Scotland tonight.
So here's Malpas. A bit of activity now coming from the Scottish bench. McInally goes across to turn it back to Andy Goram. Well, there are discussions now going on. That's Craig Brown talking there to John Collins. John Robertson also stripping off for action. Here's Penev playing the angle ball for Kostadinov. Gough is with him. There's Kiriakov with a shot that came off Penev. And Goram was certainly scrambling. Kiriakov clearly believes that was going to trouble the Scottish goalkeeper.
Well, I certainly think it was going to trouble Andy Goram. I've never been so glad to see Penev get in the way. You see, he strikes it very, very well, Kiriakov. But again, another warning.
So Scotland try again from the back. McPherson flying the long ball forward. And this header there by Yankov. There's Gordon Strachan. This is McClair. McCoist waits in the middle. There's McCoist! Superb effort by McCoist. Came across the front of his marker with that effort. But Scots now have to be diligent at the back as the Bulgarians break. They send a lot of players forward to support this attack. There is Yankov. And Yordanov going back now, hustled by McInally. Here's Kiriakov. May well use the goalkeeper. Well, what a fine piece of play that was from Ali McCoist for Scotland.
Yes, it's not only is it a great run into the near post for the striker, but it was a fine delivery in from Brian McClair, and McCoist lost the defender for probably the first time and just got in at the near post to trouble him. You see it, the delivery is good, it's in at the near post, you're asking your other striker to get in there. McCoist does that, and he's a bit unfortunate. It's a good save from Mihailov.
Gordon Strachan getting back, McPherson hitting it forward. Strachan again, battling hard. He's lasted the pace very well indeed, but now the Scots are in trouble with Barakov breaking. McInally making sure there's no rash challenge. Paul McStay allowing Durie to help in that defensive position, over carrying the ball though. Bulgarians in possession again. Yordanov playing it behind the player on the run with Ivanov, who'd gone all the way up from the back. So the Scots will make a couple of changes now. Gordon Strachan is being withdrawn, having done such magnificent work. The Scottish fans are not at all happy about that. They think that both Gordon Strachan and Gordon Durie have been big successes tonight. There can't be any doubt about that, but they're entitled to feel very tired indeed. It's Robertson joining the attack beside McCoist. Collins going wide on the left, and McClair dropping back to a wide right midfield position vacated by Gordon Strachan.
It is no surprise that it's the two wide men that have gone off, Jock, because that is a position where you do really have to work probably harder than any other position on the pitch, and it's no surprise that probably Andy Ross decided that that's the two to take off. It's certainly no reflection on the performance.
McCoist got a touch there. That should be a Bulgarian throw. So McClair wide right midfield, Robertson joining McCoist through the middle. Well, John Robertson, a goal again man for Scotland. 2 games, 2 goals. And if he can make it 3 out of 3, it would certainly give a major lift to these Scottish supporters. Little John Robertson so deadly inside the penalty box. McClair with a cross, there's a chance! Scotland have scored! It's John Collins! Sheer joy on the face of Collins. It's his second goal for Scotland, but his first in competitive play.
And won't the management team take a huge share in this goal? McClair gets in another great ball, and that's what you want, the guy coming in from wide left to get on the end of it. And this is a super header from John Collins. Gets across the defender. Determination to make it his. Great jump, and what a finish. Great time to get a goal.
Well, inspired play there by John Collins, coming across his marker and bulleting the header into the net. It's a magnificent piece of play from Scotland, and when we were expecting the possibility of a goal from John Robertson, it's John Collins from the left side of midfield who breaks the deadlock now with 7 minutes remaining. Well, what a joyful looking scoreline that is now for the Scots as McStay makes a fine tackle. Here's Robertson. McCoist on the turn, that's deflected. Good play again from Ali McCoist. Well, the Scottish fans responding to this great bit of play from the Scots again. McCoist with that eye for goal, driving that to the left post.
What a difference a goal makes. Suddenly the whole place is alive.
So here's John Collins, who's only scored once all season for Celtic, despite never missing a match. Comes on for this international and scores what may turn out to be a crucial goal. Well, Robertson will take this. The Scots preferring in-swingers. Well, no challenge there for Mihailov. Of course, the Scots not sending Richard Gough forward or Dave McPherson at this stage of the match. Scotland would be overjoyed with a 1-goal victory.
And they're quite right to do that, Jock. I mean, gone are the days, I certainly hope they are, when we've got the goal, suddenly the tails are up and you start throwing people forward. Far better prepared than that now, and it'll be a case of keeping hold of the ball. I'll be up to Scotland to break the game up. Concede free kicks here and there and let the time eat away.
Well, Bulgarians, you can be sure, will want to come forward now in numbers to try to save the game. McPherson lofting it forward, maybe more gaps in defence for Scotland to exploit. There's McCoist battling hard. Ivanov steps in. Fine pass forward. Here's Barakov. space on the left for Kostadinov. Faced by McPherson. He's very quick, making for the byline. Great tackle there by Gough on Penef inside the penalty box. Here's McClair, who delivered that magnificent cross for Collins' goal. Well, Scotland, despite being frustrated for long periods in the second half, maintained their shape, maintained the pattern of play, remained patient, and they've earned the reward. There's the attendance tonight, 33,119, and they're making lots of noise right now. Well, the Bulgarians are going to make a change also. There's some activity on their bench, and you can expect another striker, I'm sure. Alexandrov about to come on. Craig Brown with the instructions for the Scots to adjust to these possible changes by the Bulgarians. There's John Robertson battling hard.
I think he's just saying to Jim McInally, don't get tempted to go forward. You just sit there and protect the defence. You don't need to. You've done what you wanted to do. We needed the goal. We've got it. Let's not take any silly chances now. But you're right, it's been a performance of patience, Jock. Hasn't been a brilliant one, I don't suppose, attacking-wise, but they've been very patient of this Scotland side. Apart from early on, they've defended excellently, and really they've got the reward for being patient. A tremendous goal.
So Kiriakov goes off, so too does Barakov. The replacements are number 14, Peter Alexandrov, and number 16, Lushita Tanev. So there is Alexandrov, who plays in Germany, and Tanev plays for Sabadell in Spain. So the Scots have that decision. It's a free kick. They'll take a bit of time over this now. Referee Erik Fredriksson has kept a very tight grip on the match. Played short by McStay for McClair. Across it goes to the far post. No challenge there from the Scots. John Collins trying to make a tackle. There's a free kick though to Bulgaria. Paul McStay pushed from the rear there by Penef when he tried to delay the taking of that free kick. Here's Kiriakov, forced to go inside by McClair. There's Yankov. Good play by Yankov, taking the return pass from Yordanov. Scots all back defending, except Ali McCoist. Here's McPherson. McCoist calls for the ball ahead. Careless one though. Kiriakov was in the way. Done back there by Alexandrov. Here's Paul McStay, giving it short to Robertson. He tried to find McCoist first time. There's a foul on Paul McStay, taken out of the play by Tanev. Well, suddenly the whole pattern of the play has changed with the Bulgarians trying to come forward.
Yeah, I have to say though, Jock, I think the two lads in midfield, Jim McInally and Paul McStay, really have been magnificent tonight. They may not always have been on the ball and pressing people with their play, but they've worked really, really hard and have drafted as hard as anybody. And when they have had the ball, they use it very intelligently.
Well, that shot from Paul McStay well off target, but at this stage in the match he was absolutely right to have a shot at goal, especially one which went well beyond the goal to waste some precious seconds. Mihailov to take this goal kick. We're in the final minute of the match, Scotland leading by that precious goal from John Collins.
Make no mistake, this is a magnificent result for Scotland. This is a very, very good Bulgarian side who have gone to Romania already this season and come away with a 3-0 victory. So that shows you what a good performance this is. And I'm sure that Andy Roxburgh and your brother will be delighted tonight.
No doubt about that, if it stays the same, but there's still a chance on here. There's no offside. It's a chance for the equaliser for Bulgaria. There's a foul there, but the goal is going to be given. And the Bulgarians have equalised right at the death. Well, it's Kostadinov who's taking all the acclaim of the Bulgarian players. And the Scots caught cold there. It looked as though they thought there was to be an offside decision. It was Tanev who was clear. There would have been a penalty kick, but for the fact that the ball broke here for Kostadinov, and the open goal, the goal played in by Kostadinov. But was Tanev offside?
Well, when I see it early on, Jock, I could think of nothing but offside. I'm quite amazed that the linesman kept his flag down. And it really is a killer goal for Scotland after working so very, very hard to lose a goal right at the death.
Well, Hampden Park totally stunned, silenced by that dramatic equaliser, about to celebrate what would have been a magnificent victory. But now it looks as though they'll have to settle for a point. And certainly a point earned in the most controversial circumstances. The referee looked instantly at his linesman when that ball was played through the Tanev. But the flag stayed down and the chance was on. Well, the Scottish players looking totally dejected now. What a difference that has made to their whole approach. There's scarcely enough time for things to change now before the end. The referee has checked his watch as McLeish makes the challenge. And there's no more time. That dramatic equaliser from Kostadinov has given the Bulgarians a point which throws them a European Championship lifeline